Welcome back, everyone. So we have some breaking news here on February 1st, 2024. Kazatomprom just released an update, even though it's not a Q4 report. It's an update, and uranium stocks are ripping in large part. Why? Uranium update, Kazatomprom lowers their 2024 production numbers. If you're wondering, by the way, if you would like to read this article and click on the links in the article to find the actual articles I'm referencing, then know that it's in the description below. The link is. If you're wondering why this is happening, Sprott uranium miners up 7% this morning, or Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 6% this morning, it's because Kazatomprom just released their operations and trading update. All I have to say is, ooh-wee. Back in August 2022, Kazatoprom's 2024 guidance was to produce roughly 25,250 tons of uranium. I'm splitting the difference because they forecasted between 25,000 tons and 25,500 tons. They stood by this number in their 2025 production plan that was released on September 29, 2023. So you could say initially, August 2022, they released the forecast, but they stood by that forecast for the next year. So it's not like they were just throwing a Hail Mary hoping. They stood by the forecast. So they've stuck with that number for the most part since then. But now, and by now, I mean today, articles in the description, link is right there on the now. That way you can read the press release if you so choose, look at the details. But now they've changed their tune. As of today, they've definitively lowered their 2024 guidance. Production volume is now between 21,000 and 22,500. They're now calling for roughly 21,750 tons, splitting the difference. That's a shortfall of 3,500 tons of uranium, or put differently, 7.7 million pounds. Now, I've been seeing all kinds of figures this morning between 6 million pounds and almost 10 million pounds. And when I do people's math, my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, is that uranium is measured in metric tons, also spelled TONNES, and that is equivalent to 2,204 pounds. And the numbers I've been seeing are equating this ton to be closer to 2,600 pounds. So I'm not really sure what that is. 2,600 pounds is 1.18 metric tons. So even if I'm technically wrong, I'm directionally correct, and seemingly I'm understating the impact that it's making. So keep that in mind, please. So that's a shortfall of what I'm calling 7.7 million pounds. This is in an environment that's already in a deficit. That's roughly, rough numbers, if you need to be exact in your, I am not exact. I need enough margin of safety that I can throw around loose numbers like this and still be correct. So keep that in mind. I'm not trying to dig into the weeds and dig into the minutia of it all. So they're calling for less pounds, around 7.7 million less pounds, which is roughly 5 to 6% of global production. And may I remind you, that's coming from a company that accounts for roughly 45% of global production of uranium. So this doesn't bode well for their 2025 forecast either. They were forecasting 31,000 tons of uranium in 2025, and that was as of September 29th, 2023. So call that 4 months ago. So 4 months ago, they were calling for 31,000 tons in 2025. But if you scroll down here, and let me Click on this, open it up. The full implementation of this decision is expected to add up to 6,000 tons of uranium to anticipated global primary supply in 2025, compared to the company's planned range for 2024. Kazatompром's 2025 production is therefore expected to be between 30,500 tons and 31,500 tons. Okay, but that was when they were also expecting to produce 25,000 tons in 2024. So they were planning on 25,000 tons in 2024, 31,000 tons in 2025. But they now have revised the 2024 forecast to roughly 21,000 tons. So then what's 6,000 tons on that? Well, that's 27,000 tons, 28,000 tons. What it's not is 31,000 tons. So that's thousands of tons of a shortfall in expectations. Now, they haven't officially said anything, I believe, about 2025 forecast and what numbers they're calling for. Of course, there's some insinuations about supply chain issues in regards to sulfuric acid and the such, but this is definitely worth something paying attention to, and is the explanation. The explanation for why stocks are up so much is because Kazatomprom lowered their forecast from 25,000 tons to around 21,000 tons for 2024. That's why things are up on the day, simply put. Many uranium bears thought that Kazatomprom was going to save the day and ramp up production. They are definitely ramping up production, but at a slower pace than many thought they would. With pounds sold forward, some questions to ask is, will pounds sold forward not get delivered? Will a force majeure happen? And will that force majeure cause utilities and or suppliers to go into the spot market and outbid each other? And only you can come up with that answer, but that's definitely what some people are betting on. So with that, I'm done here. And I just thought I'd do this quick update. I know I haven't talked about uranium much on this channel lately. I know some people must be disappointed about that, but this was definitely worthwhile news. So I thought I'd share it with you and get it out as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Until next time.